sharing my screen?
No,
Oh my gosh.
that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, wow. You have a lot of libraries there that you're working with.
Yeah. So let me just, so all this time I've been flipping back and forth. Okay. So the idea is like for Sheet.js, as an example, all I need to do is just load you know, the libraries in here, create a div, and as part of my little IDE thing, I've basically set up little, this is just a related um, table of functions. I'm using the same ACE editor in here to do my editing. So it's actually usually pretty good about, you know, doing basic correction, that sort of thing. It's good enough for me. I know
Hmm.
enough to fix things or whatever. Um, so now that I've got these functions in there, uh, I've got one script. I'll just sort of step through the script actually with the debugger. So click play on the init workbook function, and all it is a single script, perform JavaScript in web viewer. It's just passing the name of the web viewer, the the name of the or the sorry the text of the function, the content, and any parameters that I may have set up for it. And then it's just to perform JavaScript in web viewer in here. It also does it if there's an external, like I can open the preview in a separate window.
Hmm.
So that's all it does. So if I go in there now, I think I should have a workbook variable set. There we go. So I can do that, and then I can init the worksheet. These are just samples, just for
Hmm.
me to experiment. I'm going to append the worksheet to workbook. I'm going to add column one, render, add column two, render. So the idea is it's just a proof of concept. Can I uh, dynamically add data from a
Yep.
script without having to write the whole kit and caboodle inside a single HTML field or something like that. So that's my approach. I just really like to. I don't want to deal with a monolithic. Here's my HTML with all the functions that I'm ever going to use and everything else in there.
Hmm.
I really like to give myself the flexibility you know, to switch this up if I wanted to. So that's pretty much it. I apologize for not sharing my screen earlier. That must have looked really weird to you. Just
Oh,
me
that's
like
okay.
pointing and doing stuff. Um, yeah, so
That's
that's
great. No, I love
pretty
it.
much it.
I
Yeah,
love the advance that you're making on this just over and over.
yeah.
It's
It's
straightforward.
just
And so you
yeah,
just,
it's kind
just
of
a day when you're
abstract.
not, just in a day when you're not doing much, you just open this up and find a library and figure out how to integrate it, right?
Yeah, well, generally I'm thinking of like how like for me a big deal is I'm tired of writing export scripts for my clients.
Yeah.
I'm very lazy. So it's like, oh, we need a report that exports these fields. I'd rather just give them a pivot table and like, here you go. And now it's got all the possibilities and go make your own report kind of thing. And so far it's been received pretty well. So it's usually that sort of thing where it's like, oh, I want something like this, like the Tagify, for example. I just want Tagify. So I bring Tagify in here. Oh yeah, there we go. And oh, that's not the Tagify I'm looking for. There we go. So I just like copied the stuff in from the Tagify GitHub and start goofing around with it. And I've
That's
got my little
great.
functions here and add tags, and I can change the placeholder text, I think. Oh, maybe not. Uh, things like that. So, and just this is just a little place for me to experiment, try it out,
Mhm.
and then I can copy this stuff over into the actual client file. Again, in the future, the idea is this could be a separate hosted file, and the client file would now look through to this, say I'm calling the Tagify project, and I'm going to call this function with these parameters, and then here's the result kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how I'm working with that. But
That's great,
uh,
man. It's good to
yeah, thank
see
you.